The border between Russia and Kazakhstan is one of the newest in the world. It stretches for 7,500 kilometers, making it the longest land border anywhere. It was redrawn several times in the 20th century. Regions and towns repeatedly found themselves under new rulers. Orenburg, which is called Orynbor in Kazakh, was the capital of a newly declared Kazakh Republic in the 1920s. A real border, complete with customs posts, special services, boundary pillars, and long queues appeared only in the late 90s. Today, an estimated 500,000 to 1 million ethnic Kazakhs live on the Russian side of the border. On the other side of the line, as many as 2 million ethnic Russians live in Kazakhstan. A couple of years ago, we produced a TV series dedicated to the 270th anniversary of Orenburg. One of the 15 episodes struck a real chord with the public. That episode had 100,000 of views and attracted hundreds of comments on YouTube. It was about the brief period when Orenburg was the capital of a Kazakh republic. YouTubers argued about the historical propriety of the borderline between Russia and Kazakhstan, often recalling the annexation of Crimea. We became interested in the story and organized a road trip along this border to see how people live there, what languages they speak at work and at home, what languages they learn in school, how different religions get on there, and what people think of the borderline. It's January the 2nd. We leave Orenburg together with our cameraman and head for the east of the Orenburg region. This land was part of the Kostanay region in the Kazakh Republic until the 1930s. We didn't get far, the road was closed.
What are they saying? They say the road has been closed since last night. The road near Sara was blocked with snowdrifts. It's been cleared already, but everybody is waiting for a commission to sign a paper and open the road.
The road opens 20 minutes later. On the highway Orynbor-Orsk, a snowstorm begins.
Minus 24 degrees. Yeah, it's freezing cold. God damn.
We have no idea how serious the storm will become, or the human tragedy it will bring with it. We are soon on our way and enter Orsk. After Orsk, we stop in Aschebutak, a Kazakh village in Russia, in the Dombarovskiy area, a village where most of the population are ethnic Kazakhs. Here we met Maria. She takes us to see her neighbors, a family that came here from Kazakhstan.
Come in. A man has to enter first. It's a tradition. Only then can the women come in. I'll switch on the light.
С Новым годом вас!
Happy New Year.
Что там обезьяна? Не прыгает у вас, что ли?
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name's Maria.
And yours?
Muhammad.
Mikhail.
The Kazakh name is Muhammad.
No, I'm living in Russia. You said your name was Mikhail. Why did you introduce yourself with a Russian name, not your real Kazakh name? Till I was 19, I didn't know a single word in Russian. Didn't even know how to ask for food. We spoke the Kazakh language only. They took me to the army at 19 and I joined the North Fleet. I didn't speak Russian there at first. Then I was sent to another ship where I was the only Kazakh. That was good practice. 6 months later, I came back to my unit. The political officer said, "Abdullayev, how did you learn Russian so fast?" And I said, "We had great time there. I would curse them, and they would shout 100 of words in response. It's a fast way to learn." Where do you come from? From Kazakhstan. What place in Kazakhstan? Aschebutak. They asked me once, what side would you fight for in case of some trouble or a misunderstanding? And I said, I'd fight for a Russian, and if I have some strength left, I'd help a Kazakh, right? Where do your children live?
Some in Russia, some in Kazakhstan.
Who? We too are dangling on a string. Our grandchildren come home at 7 p.m. They study till late at night. Who's gonna look after them, meet them, and take them to school? It's not because we don't like it here. We live well both here and in Kazakhstan. I've given my 46 years to this country. We've got a decent pension and everything here. But our grandchildren are in Kazakhstan, and they need us there.
We're moving in February.
We are planning to move. We'll see. Why did they move to Kazakhstan? Job, relations, or on a whim? It's their wish, I guess. We didn't force them.
In the 1990s, many people moved to Kazakhstan. They had a special program to increase the population. They paid Orynbor relocation benefits, just like the Germans did, gathering ethnic Germans in their country. The same thing happened in Kazakhstan.
Do you speak the Kazakh language with the kids, your grandchildren? Do they know and hear Kazakh? Do they have it as a course at school? Is it necessary at all?
No, here we don't have it. They know everyday words and phrases, but the formal language won't really be useful. All my grandchildren are studying in Orenburg and Moscow, and they don't really plan to move to Kazakhstan after graduation, so no need to learn Kazakh. There was a case at Easter this year. The neighbors' kids came to them and went like, "Christ is rising." 3 little girls came to me to congratulate me on Easter. I said, "I'm not a Russian, my darling. I'm a Muslim." I still gave them some money and said that we celebrate Muslim holidays. They laughed.
The two religions in Aschebutak live side by side in more ways than one. Maria shows us where the prayer room is.
3 or 4 years ago, this building was given to the Orthodox Church. They opened a prayer house there. On Sundays, a priest comes there.
And on the other side of the building, it's yours?
Next street, the brown door is a place for Muslims. It was all paid for with donations. It's a screen. Women should pray separately in Islam. Here men pray 5 times a day, and there women pray separately. It's for prayers only. Here we all have guests soon, and here we've got tables. It's for the ritual funeral receptions.
The only mosque in Dombarovskiy district is in the district's biggest town, so we go there.
We don't have a huge congregation here, nothing out of the ordinary. I grew up here. In Soviet times, I used to live in Stalingrad, now called Astana. It was the Soviet era. I had the chance to learn to be a TV technician and come to work here. I like to sit with all that electronic stuff. My family are still there. And my daughter lives in New York, by the way. Oh, really? Yes, 10 years already. She doesn't want to return to Russia or Kazakhstan. Once some journalists visited me from Karaganda in Kazakhstan, and they asked me whether I would move to Kazakhstan. And I said I couldn't, as my motherland is where the graves of my parents are, like an invisible lasso. We go all around and try to go down into the place where our parents are buried. It's not set in law, but an unspoken rule. When you visit the graves of the parents, you think you would lie down somewhere close to them. Kazakhs are a sleeping nation. I always say that. I was recently at an official reception for the district head. There was the Orthodox priest from Orsk. I had a talk with him, and he asked me why Kazakhs had asked to become citizens of Russia a while back. I guessed that maybe China or someone else could have attacked, and he said there was no unity inside Kazakh society. I never thought of that before. We never had a force bringing all of us together, like a patriarch and the Orthodox Church. Russians united and withstood all attacks. We didn't have that. The Kazakh people were divided. And I thought, gosh, it's still the same. Another thing, we Kazakhs are lazy. Mirjaki Dularov, a Kazakh thinker, once issued a call to action. Wake up, a Kazakh. What he said 150 years ago is still true. And when a Kazakh wakes up, what's he gonna do? Life is so short and transitory.
We leave Dombarovskiy for Yasny, where we plan to stay for the night. But on the road we see a sign to another Kazakh village, Karaganda. We make our way there and talk to the village head.
Someone please call me and ask where am I. I'd go like, in Karaganda. Do you somehow feel the proximity of a border? Yes, we have passport controls here, and I have the phone numbers of the FSB officer and border guards. I keep in touch with them. It's in a case if you see some strangers. Yes, it's a border area. Do they learn the Kazakh language in school here? No. Did they learn Kazakh before? Well, for a couple of years they learned Kazakh under a former principal. She came from Kazakhstan and taught the Kazakh language, just for 2 years, and then she left. And how did you learn the Kazakh language? Did you speak it in the family? My late parents came from Kazakhstan, from the Kizil-Orda region. They came here at the time of the Virgin Lands campaign. At home they spoke only Kazakh.
Late at night, we reach Yasny. In the morning, we plan to get to Chelyabinsk region of Russia and Kustanay region of Kazakhstan, driving all the way along the borderline.